can assure you nobody's taking that hat for this year.
But I hope he will retire after he loses.
There won't be another coach. I'm impressed with everybody but him.
It's because they're scared that they may be wrong.
Fully capable of surpassing all of them.
I'm going to give her a run for her money.
I'm coming to win. I'm not coming for fun.
Fair and unfortunate.
He's going to come with losses. It's not the end of the world.
Need for a black curtain backdrop, and I get it.
Bodybuilding is my control within chaos.
My conditioning kills.
Look, you got a really exclusive interview because I ain't been saying none of this shit, yo. I've been holding my tongue on the internet.
Guys, it's Marnie here. I don't know, guys. Every week, welcome to my world. Welcome back to my world.
All right, is this what we're working with for Kerry today?
Oh my God. I don't know what to say, do, or anything right now.
Is it an external webcam?
It's my phone, so the three things are looking at me right now. It is not looking at my laptop or my, like, it's not. It's on me, like the three camera rings are on me. I'm shaking it now because I don't even know what to do.
Shaking the camera, yeah, that.
Well, I'm going to throw it in a minute, so it's probably lucky I am shaking it right now.
Do you not have a camera on your laptop?
Well, the issue is I gave it to Mark.
Okay.
And he broke his and then gave me mine back, my laptop back. And then just like that, mine's broken as well. So now I have to use my phone. And now my phone's being a...
Do you want to jump off and then we'll bring you back on?
Yeah, I can give it a go. I don't even know how to fix that. So let me just try one more thing.
I can see James messaging me like, I'm just waiting. Like, just need you to wait a little bit longer until we get this technical issue for Kerry sorted.
I'm going out of here and I will be back. How do you even leave this?
Okay. We haven't officially started yet. This is the build-up, and then I'll play the intro, and then we'll go into the episode, and then I'll bring on our guest, and then we'll talk about Fit Model, and then we'll talk about Marnie's Fit Model, then we'll talk about the bikini news.
I'm so excited for this weekend and I'm just itching to get started.
Okay, let me just add Kerry again.
Hey!
Didn't do anything, just came off and on again. So I'm back. Hi, guys.
The old switch it off and switch it back on again seems to work.
Apparently, I just hope it doesn't go again. Anyway.
Okay, let's go for it. Yes, guys, episode 52 of Bikini Insider. I have my co-host, Bikini IFE Pro Kerry Sexton, and Fit Model IFE Pro Marnie. That's a new way how I'm going to introduce it now every time to really cement the divisions, and of course Marnie's announcement that she made last week, or was it a week before? How long has it been since the announcement?
Has it been 2 now, or like a week and a half?
I feel like it's, yeah, did I announce on a Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah, we'll probably be on Monday. What's the views like on the video so far?
My YouTube video, yeah, I've had some really amazing comments. It's had like 90 likes, 2.5k. It's actually had more likes than my Texas Pro vlog, my show day vlog.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously you do get a few dodgy comments here and there, but we're not going to give that any airtime. So yeah, really happy and kind of just like settling in now, I suppose, to like, I was already really interested in the division, as we know, like we talk about it on here every week, but I feel like now I'm watching it from a different lens almost, of, you know, especially with Japan this weekend, and soon that I will be planning what I'm going to do this year. So yes, very exciting.
That's
well,
amazing.
Look, if you are getting even a couple of negative comments, that means you're doing something right, because success breeds jealousy. So if you get those comments, you're obviously doing something very well. That's how I always see it. Okay, let's bring on our guest. I'm going to bring him in straight away, because the first part of this is, as Marnie said, we're going to talk about the upcoming Fit Model Pro Show, the first ever Fit Model show. 48 competitors from 15 or 17 different countries, 5 continents represented, all in Tokyo, which was the first ever pro qualifier in 2025 for the female division. And of course, we've got James from Team Atlas joining us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you all good, mate.
Perfect. Yeah, how are you?
James, could you do me a favor? Could you switch the camera so it takes up the entire space of the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers, buddy. We had to get James on because I know he's got a couple of the girls competing at the show. One of them, I've seen a lot of people's predictions, and they've got a certain girl potentially taking the title, which is obviously this is still new territory. Are you able to rotate your screen so it's landscape?
You mean like
Yeah.
this one?
There we go. Perfect.
So you're like fully in now.
Okay.
There we go. Guys, look, the Fit Model Pro Show, this is going to be the kind of talk I really want to start off with. I'm going to let James just sort out the camera one moment before I bring up the lineup. And obviously, I'm very keen to hear James's thoughts because he had a very successful 2025 when it comes to IFE Pro Card wins. In fact, James, remind me now, how many Pro Card wins did you have in Fit Model in 2025?
I believe 11. So we made 9 pros with 11 Fit Model Pro cards total.
All right. So no slouch in the Fit Model division. Okay, let's talk about it. James, Fit Model Pro Show this weekend. Straight in, it's the first ever one. How excited are you to see this show finally come into fruition, finally set the template, the blueprint of what you guys as coaches and other female competitors, this is what all eyes will be on this weekend?
Yeah, I'm very excited about this show, obviously, because it's going to set the precedent for the rest of the year. And I feel like the girl that wins, or even, girls that come top 2, will probably place very high at the Olympia. We see this lineup, and it's probably the majority of girls that turned pro last year. I don't know the percentage, maybe 70-80% of girls that turned pro last year, or maybe won major titles, are going to be doing this show. We see a lot of names on there that we recognize. Obviously we see Janet on there, we see Jessica Wilson on there. So we see a lot of girls coming in that were Olympians, and now they're coming down to Fit Model 2 that are going to compete. So it's a lot of pressure on the judges to obviously, set the standard for this weekend and going forward, because whatever happens this weekend is going to kind of trail on into the next shows and all of that. So I'm excited. I have a couple girls in the show, so it'll be fun for me as well.
Let me just touch that. So you got 2 girls in the show. So what was their reasoning behind picking this show, or was this your decision?
Gabby has been with me for a while, actually. We won 3 overalls last year, and then the pro card at the Junior USA's, overall title there too. It's my personal belief that she's the best Fit Model pro right now in the world. That's what I think. I'm biased, obviously, because she's my athlete, but I've gotten that consensus and feedback from a lot of judges as well, and a lot of people that just saw her physique. She really just has the perfect Fit Model look from top to bottom. Her legs are very long, which I feel is very important in Fit Model. Girls with shorter legs aren't going to do as well in the Fit Model. You got to have that model proportion where, just like on the runway, the girls have long legs. You know what I mean? Like in real life and real model shows. So she has very long legs. She has very long limbs. She's tall, and she has perfect proportions, perfect muscle balance, symmetry, condition, all of that. So I'm excited for that. Does that mean she's going to win? No. Do I think she's going to win? I think there's a high chance she's going to win, but if not, she'll be close to there. I also have another girl, Myra. She just joined. She didn't turn pro with me. I think she won an amateur Olympia competition, not the one in the United States, one close after that show. And she looks great too. I'm excited for her as well. I think she could also be an Olympian. So just to fill out more and gain a little bit more muscle overall. But overall, her structure is really, really good. So I only have 2 in the show.
I'm interested in what you just said with regards to like the comment on, you don't think short people are going to do like as well? Do you not?
I think, so I think it's going to be, it's not necessarily short people are not going to do it as well. It's going to be the proportion. So
right.
There's some girls that have long torsos and like medium length legs. Those are not going to do well in the division. I can already tell you, because that front post is not going to look good on them. For that front post to look really good, you got to have long legs in comparison to your torso. If you have medium length, I don't know the actual measurement, but even as a bikini athlete though, if your legs are kind of like a little bit shorter, that not shorter than your torso, but in proportion. Like your legs should always be longer than your torso, but if there's, you can see when a girl doesn't have long legs, even in the bikini front pose, it doesn't look as good. But in fit model, I think it's going to make a huge difference if you have long legs, for sure. I've noticed that as well in my athletes too, where also girls are trying to join my team for fit model, as in their front pose, and yeah, I mean, the longer the legs, the better you're going to look in that front pose for sure.
So how tall is Gabby then? Sorry.
5'8", maybe. She's tall.
Right.
Okay.
Something around that. Yeah.
Well, look, let's get up the lineup, because I want to bring up a few people, a few of the standout names who may have won some major wins last year. So here is the full lineup, and can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay, so 48 girls, and what's also super impressive is the fact that 17 of these girls are from the US, which from what I understand is is that like a 15-hour time difference? So they've obviously probably got the longest adjustment to make when it comes to obviously flying from the States to Japan. Look, I want to grab a few names here, and I'm also really keen to hear your thoughts, guys, on certain people we should bring up and highlight. But I guess the first person we should highlight is the first ever pro card winner in the fit model division, and that is Angie, who was undefeated throughout the entire year. And she's not shared too many updates. I think I'll go swipe feature.
How many shows did she do though?
She did the first one, which was it was the LA show, which she won the overall, and then the first pro qualifier, she went straight to that, and then won her class, and then won the pro card there. And obviously since then now, this is going to be her first show since then. So she's probably the interesting thing I want to throw over to you guys about Angie, because she was a first winner. I mean, of course, a lot of people talk about Angie being, oh, well, is that the blueprint of fit model? She was also probably up against the fewest people when it comes to fit model, because it was so new. It was less than, maybe 8 weeks new, and the pool of competitors she was up against was far less. Then obviously later on in the year, people were up against more competitors, and therefore there was more to work with. Let me throw it to yourselves, Marnie and Kerry, first before I go to James. Angie, from what we've seen before, at the where she won the pro card in Japan last year, and obviously what we're seeing now, is she still arguably maybe one of the favorites because she was the first ever pro card winner last year?
I don't think it's gonna come down to I don't even know how I'm wording this. So just because she has that title doesn't mean to say that that's the way it's gonna go, in my opinion. It doesn't mean you can rule her out, but at this point, I feel like we can't really rule that many people out.
Yeah, it's
that makes
like
sense.
when you say, it's not about the favorites necessarily, in that the judges need to get it right so that it's the person that fits the criteria the best. But I definitely think Angie has improved a lot though since she won that pro card, and she's had the longest time to make improvements as well, technically. So
exactly.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a different physique.
Yeah.
What we have seen for sure.
Yeah.
James, what's your thoughts of Angie? Because of course, when you saw the film division being announced, you would have been watching very closely the first opening shows to get an idea about what they were looking for, which obviously led to your success of 11 pro card wins. What's your thoughts of Angie?
The first thing I see is that she needs to fix this front pose. So I think she has a great physique, great structure. The way she's hitting that front pose in that initial picture that you showed us is not helping her overall shape, and it's not showing off great symmetry, and it looks like her actual legs are small. You know what I mean? This cat always wants to be involved. So yeah, I notice I have a big advantage in the fit model because I understand the posing really well and how to showcase the physique of the athletes, and the way she's hitting this front pose here makes her look almost like top heavy and makes her legs look slim. So if she fixes front pose, she would have a lot more of an advantage in showing off her physique correctly. So in regard to your question of if you think it's going to be an advantage toward that she won the first one, I don't think so. It's not going to be the same head judge. Chinese head judging it, and she could have different preferences. And also in that show, they didn't really know the criteria yet. Doesn't mean she should have won or shouldn't have won, but there was the first show ever, so the judges were still learning the criteria.
You're still evolving.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time. So maybe if they could rejudge the show now, they would have had a different winner. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I think Tyler and Sandy are going to really put an emphasis on just looking at the athletes for what they are, and to the point where big names are coming down in the division. I don't think that's going to help them. I think it might even, I don't want to say it's going to hurt them, but if top bikini Olympians are able to come down to fit model and do very well, then there's going to be a very blurry line between what is fit model and what is bikini. So I don't think names coming down from bikini into fit model is actually going to benefit them, to be honest.
Well, let's look at a few other ones, because one person that she did beat on the day,
Emily.
yeah, and so she got a pro card a little bit later, was Emily Chanel, and she did both the same shows as Angie. That was
I think Emily is going to place very high in this show.
Why?
She looks very good.
Do you want to break that down a little bit more? What's very good?
Her overall structure, her balance, her conditioning. She posted a couple pictures. She's actually one of the only ones I'm worried about in this show, to be honest.
Okay.
There's two girls I'm worried about in this show. Her and Janessa.
But isn't she quite short?
I was
She
just
has
going
long
to say,
limbs though. But she has long limbs. That's the thing. So I have a couple girls that won a pro card at 5'1", 5'2", but they have very long legs. So if you look at them in check-ins, you're like, oh, maybe she's 5'6", and you see them in real life, and you're like, oh, it's like an elf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a proportions. They can be short, but if they have long limbs, it doesn't matter.
yeah, that makes
The
sense.
same, because she does look taller, to be fair.
She might be 5'4", 5'5". I don't know, but she's
petite. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's not super tall, but she has very long legs. She's very like, I don't know what the word would be, but her arms and her legs are long. She doesn't have short, stubby legs.
Marnie, I know you've spent some time with Emily. Did you get to meet her over in Vegas at Olympia?
Yeah, I did. I've been watching her YouTube as well, actually, and I think I would agree with James there. I think everything looks fit model. Like, there's nothing else I can really say other than that. I don't think anything is too much. I think, she's got a great shape. She's got really good glute fullness as well, like that back pose, if you just flick through those pictures again. Yeah, I think she'll do very, very well.
I really like the amount of like muscle mass that she has,
Yeah.
to be honest.
So this is one, James, that you feel could cause your client, Gabby, some issues if she's going for the win.
One of two. Yeah, one of two girls.
Go on, and who's the second?
The Janessa girl. I still think Gabby is.
Who, sorry?
Oh, Jane Jones.
I was
Yeah.
literally about to go to an next, but go on, sorry.
I
Jane.
wish I could see Emily's front pose actually straight on, because it would give me a lot better. It give me a much better picture of how good her balance is, right? Because we only see her from the side angle. So it's kind of hard to see if her shoulders are too big or anything, but
I was going to ask then, James, is there something specifically that you think each athlete has an advantage over one of the other, or is it just that you just don't know how it's going to go and you think that they fit the criteria well, or is there something that's screaming out to you that's like,
this is how long ago? This check-in was how long ago?
2 days ago.
Okay, Gabby should beat this then. I think she needs to be able to retire and she's more glute density. I know Gabby already beat her before, but this girl has a lot of potential too. She's very, very good. She has good glute density. She's beautiful. She has a lot of good presence on the stage. I don't. The thing is with the fit model is, to answer your question, Marnie, there's only so far you can go with conditioning and muscle density and fullness, and a lot of it is going to come down to two things. It's going to come down to like the beauty and the stage presence, and then the glute density and fullness. Those are going to be the two determining factors on a lot of girls and how they're placing, because especially at the Olympia, right? When you have all those girls in the top, let's say the top 5, the top 10, they're all going to be balanced and they're all going to be in perfect conditioning. I mean, for me, it's very simple and easy for me to get girls in perfect fit model conditioning. I've done it many times this year, and there's a very fine line. Bikini is a lot more difficult to get into that shape. So with that being said, I feel like girls are going to be able to peak a lot easier in Fit Model as well. And it's going to be the glute density that and the glute roundness, and then the overall stage presence that's going to make a big difference on, you know, who's winning and who's not winning, and then obviously the structure. But I'm saying if everyone's at 100%. So I don't necessarily think that one girl has an advantage over the other. Obviously, Emily is beautiful as well as Gabriella, as is Jane here. You know, so it's going to come down to their. We'll see how symmetrical they are in the front and the back pose. I know Gabby is like flawlessly symmetrical, like probably almost at 100%. And her glutes are very, very strong and round. So we're gonna see the girls side by side, and then Emily's never stood next to Gabby. You know, Gabby stood next to Jane, and she beat her last year. But we'll see how that matchup plays out again this weekend.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because when we all post on social media, like we might look good on our own, but versus what we do look like in a lineup it's mad. I think sometimes you look at someone's like proportions even when they're on their own versus then you look at them when they're in a lineup and you're like, well, that's like completely different.
Can I actually show you something? You see how Gabby, how long her legs are here?
Yeah.
And you see how nice that makes her physique flow, and then compared to the Angie front pose, where the legs are not as long and the torso is a little bit more symmetrical to the length of the legs. You can see here, Gabby's torso is significantly shorter than her legs, and that really gives her an advantage. It's like a Janet type of thing, you know, where it's like that really gives you're very long, you know, and it really completes the look, in my opinion. It helps a lot.
Do you think that'll be an advantage for Janet then because she's taller as well, or?
Yeah, but I wish for her that she took more time and didn't do this show, because I don't think we only saw a couple of pictures, right? We didn't see her back pose, we didn't see anything, but she needs to fix her front pose, and in my opinion, her arms are way too big and her delts are way too big right now. But if she did like a let's say she did a show in May, like Pittsburgh and New York, where she actually had more time to downsize, I think that she would have had a little bit more time to kind of complete their full package, you know, because obviously Janet's gonna have the stage presence and all that stuff, but in the pictures that they posted, her front pose needs a lot of work still, in regards to like just the overall technique that they're using, and her arms and her delts are way too big. And I told Gabby this, and I told my other fit model girl, because Gabby's was eating like 4,000 calories a day because she has a crazy metabolism, and it's like, for her, I'm trying to slow her metabolism down. I'm really trying to like increase her estrogen and increase her. I'm trying to slow her metabolism down to a point where she doesn't have to eat so much food. So I'm trying to increase her estrogen. I'm trying to lower her amount of steps. I'm trying to reduce her workload, because she's chasing around a 2-year-old all day too, and she's a personal trainer. So she's like burning tons of calories, and she's eating 4,000 calories a day. So the less amount of food that I can give her, where she's able to maintain her conditioning and keep her stomach tight, because she's eating 4,000 calories a day. To keep her stomach tight on that is very hard, you know. So we finally got her down to like 2,500, and she's maintaining, which is really good. But what I told her was like, she was like, "Why do I gotta eat so much food?" I'm like, listen, it's game over for you, and like you're gonna lose if you come in too lean. They don't want to see you too lean. And at some point, you're like fully etched out tie-ins. I'm like, we cannot bring it to the stage. So if you're too muscular and too lean, you're pushing it off to the side right away. They're not even going to look at you. It doesn't matter. So I told her, I'm like, that's my priority. I'm like, even if your stomach's a little bit bloated, it's not now because her food's much lower. We got it down. We slowed down her metabolism. But I'm like, if right away, if Janet goes on stage and her arms and her delts are too big, that's it. She probably won't even be in the top 5, you know? So they really need to make it, they really need to set the standard of the show, and I know that they will. And, you know, that happened to my girl at Nationals, too. I had one girl, I'm like, listen, you're either going to win the whole show or you're going to be in the second call out. Okay. Your glutes are ridiculous. I told her, I'm like, I don't know how it's going to go. It's a 50-50. And I'm like, if you go in the second call out, your glutes are obviously way too, and she was natural too, but I've never seen density like this. It made no freaking sense. I was like, if you don't do well in the Fit Model show, then we'll just switch you to bikini after the show. And she came second call out, and we're doing Arnold Amateur, and she's probably going to turn pro at the show. So right away they saw her glutes, and Tyler was like, I saw him look at Sandy, and he's like, no, because she's too big. Like she's dense.
Mm.
Like it's too much. So if you come on stage and your arms or your delts are too big, or you have a striation, or like it's over for you. So
So
yeah,
let's just go back to Chad for a moment, because arguably you would say that there's probably a lot of pressure around her, given the fact she has a history of being an Olympia bikini champion, and she's a very big name, a big following, brought a lot of eyeballs, and now has actually made the event even more box office if it wasn't already an attractive show. Are we right to have consensus that there is a lot of pressure on Janet, and the alien territory we're in is the fact that we haven't seen her in a Fit Model lineup. The other girls that she's up against, the majority, have won their pro card based on the Fit Model criteria. This is something that is very alien to Janet. We need to see her in that lineup to see where she fits.
I think that if I was looking at her in person, I'd be able to tell immediately if she would fit or not, or you needed more time. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of pressure on her. You know, she won the Bikini Olympia before. I think that her moving down Fit Model is actually a really good idea, because these girls right now are really dense. Their glutes are really dense at the top of the Olympia, and her glutes have always been kind of a weakness for her. Except for the last Olympia that she won, sure, her glutes were actually really good. But right now, like if you wanted to get her glutes as dense as Amy and stuff, like I don't know if that'd even be a possibility. So I think, yeah, go ahead.
Do you not think that before Janet actually announced the move to Fit Model, and obviously before then she may have already started preparing for that Fit Model transition, she had already communicated with the judges like a Tyler, like a Sandy, about, is this going to be the right move for me? And they probably have pointed in the direction, saying, yeah, you know what, Fit Model is going to be for you, and you probably should go and do an early show, because they know the draw that Janet's going to have. Is that the natural thought process, especially for someone with such a high reputation? She probably already got the green light already from the judges.
Let me see how I could word this. I spoke to a judge, a very high, one of the judges you kind of named there. I don't want to say obviously names or anything, but I think it was on May of last year, and I was like, "What do you think if which top bikini pro you think could come down to like Fit Model and do really well?" I'm like, and obviously the first name is going to be Janet, probably for a lot of people, because she's known for that stage presence and she has the long limbs and she's, she has that look. And I said, how do you think Janet would do? And they said, I don't know. Her delts are always kind of hard and dense, and I don't know how that would look in the division. That's what they said. I didn't really think twice about it. I was like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I didn't really recognize Janet before for her strong upper body. But then you see this picture and you're like, I messaged them and I was like, oh, you were right. Their upper body is a little bit too big, so that's what they had told me. But the judges, the Tylers and the Sandys are not going to tell her to do this show just to get like more hype around it. First of all, they're not the promoters of the show, and they might tell her it's a good idea, but if she's sending pictures to them and she's off, they're not going to be like, yeah, you look perfect here. You know what I mean? So there was probably some communication where it's like, do you think it's a good idea? And they might have said yes. I mean, it's a great idea, but she's still got to she's still got to have the look. You know what I mean? I think if she listen, she could win the show. We don't know. But in my opinion, from seeing these pictures, I wish they would have taken a bit more time and kind of downsized a little bit more and maybe done like a Pittsburgh or New York or something before stepping on the stage. Because obviously their idea going to the show is going to go in and win, right? They're not going there for second or third or fourth. And I think if she doesn't come top three, which is going to be very difficult, it's going to be a big disappointment for her. So
let's go back to this lineup. First call out. Let's imagine that the first call out has, let's say, 8 girls. James, Kerry, Marnie, who else do you think could be in that first call out from the lineup we've seen of 48 girls? We've already talked about Emily, Joan, and Gabrielle. We imagine those three are very solid candidates to be in that first call out. There's an argument as well for Angie and obviously Janet as well. Who are the other ones we feel that could also make that jump? James, anyone comes to mind?
I'm going to be honest, I don't really know a lot of these names.
Okay.
So
A lot
Um,
of them are Asian, so
yeah,
I'm not familiar with them either. We could have someone from Asia who like is not as well known break into like first call out. So
they have freaky shapes.
yeah.
So
Let's grab some competitors who are the first ever pro card winners from their country. I'm keen to hear your thoughts as well, James, because you mentioned about tall girls, long limbs. This is probably one of them as well. Charli from Australia. Have you come across her?
yeah, I have.
Let me see if I can find. If there's a video. I don't know.
She just trained with Gabby yesterday, I think,
Yeah, I saw that.
in
Saw it
Japan.
on the story. Let me see if I can find an actual
Maybe
video.
that
That's not
video.
vlog. No, they're all vlog videos.
Okay, okay.
Just give me. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let me just click through. I think
A
that'd
lot of
be.
these girls would look so much better if they fixed their posing in the front pose.
Wait, think that should be a picture somewhere. What's this one here?
That's kind of, you can kind of see it. Okay.
Okay, so this is 18 days out. So from 2 weeks ago. So yeah, share me your thoughts, James, when you see this.
She's a little bit too lean in the front pose. And a lot of that is based on how she's posing too. She's posing very like hard. Like her knees are very locked. Like she's very, I don't want to give too much away with the posing because I have an advantage right now until people learn. Because, so
I can tell. I can tell you're
He's
holding back.
gatekeeping.
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm going to use that as long as I can.
You know what though?
Yeah.
I think you make a really great point because we did have Becky on the podcast last week and she did make a point of saying about the quad in the front leg and you know that being something
That's too
that
much.
they really
This
don't want
look-
to see. Yeah. So
Yeah, I've been
I see your
putting
point.
an emphasis on my girls to, I don't want any lines in your legs. I worked on it with Gabby so long because she typically has lines in her legs and now she doesn't with her posing. So the way this
How
girl's
do you,
posing,
sorry, James, I was going to say,
yeah.
how do you think that will go when it comes to the walk to the front and rear of the stage when she's not in a static pose?
Yeah, no, you don't see it really anymore. We worked on that a
Okay.
lot. And I spoke to Tyler about it too, about just the overall show a few weeks ago. And he said they're going to be looking at every girl in their presentation on their walks to see if there's any lines. They don't want any striations, they want no lines. So it's not even just the pose. So you got to really work on ensuring that you have no lines or striations when you're walking, when you're doing your presentation. So I really I looked at my girls and I looked through all their transitions and make sure, no, like you need to turn your glutes a bit more this way. There's like a little line in your quad, in a transition, all of that. So it's really important because once again, like there's only so much you can do for a fit model. You can't gain that much muscle, you can't gain that much condition. So what are they going to be looking at? They're going to kind of be docking you for things instead of praising you, So it's like, oh, that girl has a line, okay, she's off. That girl has her delts are too big, okay, she's move her down. So you got to really make sure that you have the least amount of flaws possible.
In a scenario like that where someone does have maybe more lines in the legs or whatever, and maybe they've got a bit more muscle, in that scenario, do you think it would be a case of waiting to atrophy the muscle, or it would be a case of like some sort of peaking adjustment where it's, I don't know, water manipulations not being done or something like that? What would you do in that scenario?
Depends on the girl. So like what I did for Faith, my girl who won the NBC Nationals, is I depleted the shit out of her going to the show to really just shrink her down and make her like flat, and that really worked for her. But someone like Gabby, it's really risky because then she might even come in too lean. If she drops a little bit, like a little bit too much water or something, she might come in too lean. So girls that are tall and lanky, when they come in flat, they look really flat. Some girls that have very dense round muscles and they have thicker skin, more like Asian athletes, they never really look flat. So yeah, they can play to their advantage. So it depends. But no, I think that needs to be corrected and fixed during the prep and not relying on a peak. It's a lot of like how you move your legs when you're locking your knees. If you're placing your foot a little more like on your toe or your heel, like it's a lot of like those small intricate posing details that are going to fix that. So I worked on this a lot with Gabby, this prep, because that's something that was a detriment to her physique, and now she's nailing it every single time. Like every time she sent me a posing video, I'm like, I saw a line in your quad, you got to fix it, turn your knee out, and then You know, she really worked on it to make sure that like every step is planned with purpose, and then she doesn't, you know, have any lines in the legs.
I did this post the other day. It was a mixture of some of the eye walks from
Yeah.
a number of the competitors. This one is obviously from Jane. I think the next one is going to be your girl. This was
My girl's
taken.
much better than now, though. This is like this. I think
How
this is
long
like
ago
her
was
first
this?
show. Wow, last year, over a
This-
year ago. But yeah, Gabby's much better than this right now.
Yeah, I think this
I
was
think
one for one of the first shows.
she's still good here, but yeah, this is like one of the first Fit Model shows, and we kind of, you know, figuring it out. But yeah, Gabby's a lot better now. Obviously, we had a whole year to perfect all the small details. But one advantage that Gabby has is her glutes are freaking good, especially in person. They're so round, like they're so round and like dense, like two perfect apples. And I mentioned this to Tyler a year ago, where I was like, "What are you gonna do?" Because I think it was like after the Junior USA's, my girl Gabby won the overall, and then my other girl came second to win the overall, and then Jane actually won her pro card as well there. And I was like, "What are you gonna do when all the girls look really, really good? Like, how are you gonna judge who's better when everyone looks perfect?" And he's like, "Yeah, we'll see." And I was like, "I think the only way that you can do that is by reducing the size of the suit, honestly, in the back, because it'll give you another point where you can judge a girl based on her flaws, right? So if a girl comes in and she has like really round glutes like Gabby, that's going to give her an advantage versus another girl who doesn't have very round glutes. Like one of my girls that won her pro card, she has no upper glutes at all, like zero, but she has really good glute max, right? And you can't see it because she has the 50% cut or whatever.
Yeah.
So I said, if you make the suit smaller, it'll actually be easier to judge because you can actually judge glutes a lot better. Because because you don't need upper glutes right now for the model because you can't see them, right? So I think at a certain point when they get to the stage where all the girls are perfect and it's really hard to judge, and it's like, well, what do we do? Like, we can't tell this girl to get bigger glutes because then it's going to be too big, but she needs denser glutes because the other girl, you know, there's so many like, they can't keep telling the girls to just keep getting denser and bigger because then they're going to be too big. So it's like they're going to have to go for structure. But if you're hiding half of the glutes, then I mean, you're taking away from the potential to judge that area of the body, you know? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Mm.
We'll see as the category. They already kind of progressed. It's not 50% anymore. It's kind of like 30% now. You know what I mean? So maybe they'll keep going down. I hope so. I don't know, but
I
we'll
think
see.
I think it looks too much when it's the 50%. Like,
It's yeah.
I'm not that much of
Maybe,
a fan. Maybe I'm used to seeing like bikini and that's why, but like I just
yeah. Maybe
No,
that
it's
because obviously they did it because they want to make it accessible to people who are like nervous to compete and whatever, but maybe a way around that would be keeping a 50% coverage for amateur and then in the pro league the bottoms are smaller or something like that.
yeah. That's actually not a bad idea.
yeah.
Thanks, I'm going to claim that.
Yeah, kind of like a classic weight cap thing. But
Yeah, I think that would be the best way around it because then at least you've graduated to the pro league and like now you get the smaller bottoms or whatever. I don't know.
I think girls might complain where it's like, well, now I got to buy 2 different suits or whatever. But it costs nothing. Those suits are so
I was
cheap.
gonna
Yeah,
say they've not got like anything on them, so
yeah,
The suits are cheap as well for Fit Model. They're not expensive. So
yeah,
in
yeah.
comparison-
Exactly. Yeah.
Hmm.
I know they really want to keep the suits as it is for now. I really pushed as hard as I can. Trust me, to get it smaller because I have not had one athlete yet tell me that they like the cut of the suit. Not one. And they want it to be smaller. So like even girls on the beach don't wear 50% cut. I mean,
no, yeah,
Do you think then that some people who are new to the sport and they, you know, want to try Fit Model, do you think people because of that are underestimating how full, round and dense the glutes actually need to be for Fit Model?
maybe, but there's man, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, could I send you a picture maybe and you could like kind of see Suki? I don't know. Because I'll give you
Yeah.
an example, like the girl like Emily, right? Like her glutes are like very round and they're dense, but they're not big, right? And I have another girl that the one who did the junior USA's where her glutes are too big. Like they're still round, but it's like so you got to kind of keep the shape without getting them too big. That's what you got to do, which is kind of hard. Like so you got to like fine tune it. Like if some girls just have really big glutes but not good shape, but you really want to have like kind of smallish glutes but with density and roundness to it. If that kind of makes any sense, you know?
Yeah.
So like the girl Emily, like her glutes are round and they're dense and they're small. Like Gabby too, they all have that too. But here, let me send you. I'll pull up this picture of.
Yeah, send it over.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring my DMs.
Yeah, it'll take 2 seconds. 1 second.
Ultimately, it's the like that they're not overpowering anything on the physique. They actually fit the person's build. Maybe that's a way to describe it.
No, but even if it's too big, it's going to be too big. 1 second.
While James is finding that, I did do a post of the time zones for the Fit Model show. So I know it's in the UK. The pre-judging is 2:30 in the morning. It's a 9-hour time. No, is it 9 hours? Yeah, 9-hour time difference. Yes, of course, because we're ahead. No, they're ahead. 2:30 in the morning is pre-judging, and then 7:30 a.m. is the finals. I've got another graphic which will go out on Friday of the time zones for a majority of countries to make life.
That was very helpful, by the way. Thank you for that.
There we go. Good old ChatGPT for that. But yeah, I mean, also, just so everyone knows as well, it is a free live stream. I know most contest Japan, so they put it on, it's via an app. And I will say, James, you send it over. Let me get my WhatsApp on here. In fact, let me just send it myself. There's an app called Muscle Flix. So you down Muscle Flix, set up your account. You can then watch the entire show for free. Let me just get this from.
They should have made it a paid. It would have got a lot of money out of it. They should have at least charged like $10, $15. They would have made a lot of money out of it. I was scared there wasn't going to be a live stream because usually most contests doesn't have live stream. I don't know why, because there was so many shows. So I was like, damn, if they don't have a live stream for this, it really would suck. So, but at least they will this time. So, yeah, Muscle Contest has like 130 shows a year or something insane, but there's no live stream. I don't know why. They could capitalize on that and make a lot more money, probably.
Okay, let me just I think I sent that to myself. 1 sec.
Sorry, it's kind of a pain, but it'll probably be helpful for the viewers.
Got it now. So let me just share my screen. And then James, just explain to me what we're looking at in 1 moment.
Yeah. Can you show them side by side if you can?
Oh, side by side. Oh shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh god. In fact, let me give you.
If you can't, then we could just do one. It's okay.
Okay. If you want to talk through it, I'll just put it up. Let me create another graphic. But yeah, if you want to talk through it.
Yeah. So this is Gabby here. You see how her glutes are? Obviously, she has a different cut, but they don't look too big. There's not a crazy amount of muscle on there. Like if you put her next to an Amy, you can see the difference in the glute density and the size of the actual glutes, right? But there's a lot of roundness there. You see how the top, she has such round glutes. And then you have my other girl. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is easier to see. Gabby's a little bit further away in the picture, but the other girl was my Fit Model girl before. Obviously, she's like a week out from the Arnold, so she's a lot leaner now. This is not how she looks for Fit Model. But imagine she was like 8 pounds heavier, right? Because we have to add body fat on her. She can't be this lean. Imagine how big her glutes would actually be. It's too big. Do you see the difference? So if she was in perfect conditioning for a Fit Model and she was softer, her glutes the size would be. She still has round glutes, and they're great glutes, but they're too big. So the second she walk on stage, it's just the size is too big, but they're still round. But Gabby still has round glutes, but they're not too big, right? So it's kind of hard, like for athletes to do that, but they're gonna have to kind of refine their glutes so that they don't get too wide and too big, and but they actually can keep the nice shape. So
perfect. Okay, let's come out of this. Okay, look, I mean, James, Fit Model, you kind of always said that you believe it could be your client take the first.
We'll see.
After that show, what's next? I guess the next major one is God, there's a show in the US that everyone seems to be super
I have
busy.
like 5 million girls in every show. Yeah, I got Wasatch Warrior.
Wasatch, that's it.
Girl Power. Then there's Pittsburgh. Then there's New York. Then
yeah. So they're all going to be absolutely stacked.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, they're all going to be stacked. And I want there to be more Olympian girls. So if I have a couple girls that are really dominant, which I'm sure there will be, and they can win multiple shows, I'll put them in huge shows. Like, let's say Gabby wins this show, right? Let's say she wins Japan or whatever. I'm not going to go put her in Girl Power and like take the qualification away from another girl. You know, like I don't want to be one of those because there's not that many shows for Fit Model anyways, the pro shows. So I told her like, if you win this show, let's just do Pittsburgh and New York because those are like important shows. It's not necessarily to qualify. It's more to, set your name. But yeah, I'm not going to try to string girls along and make them do 3-4 shows and take qualifications away from other girls. I don't want there to be 4 girls at the Olympia, so.
What's the Olympia ruling for Fit Model again?
You got to win your class.
It's just not 2 shows, just one show.
Yeah, one show, yeah. For the
One
first
show.
year at least, yeah. Yeah, the thing is with Fit Model too is so much easier than bikini to be consistent and peaking because you can just maintain a look. Like, so like for bikini girls, you're gonna see, that girl was off at this show, but she's better at this show because the conditioning factor and the fullness. But Fit Model, you're able to be consistent. Like there's a little bit more of a wiggle room in Fit Model where you can be like a little bit off, but you look kind of the same, and you're still better than the other girls, So, if I wanted to be a jerk and just put like, let's say like one of my best girls and just make them do all the shows and win them all, it's like I can do that, but it's like I don't want to be. That's not the strategy. I want the girls to actually be able to qualify and to be a decent like Olympia lineup, so it's entertaining for everyone too. And
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna park Fit Model for a moment because while we got James, I do want to talk about the Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about a certain video that I published a clip on the BTS channel, and it was Damien, Lauralie's coach, talking about phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of a Lauralie new package she'll bring in 2026. Because of course, everyone is excited to see Lauralie back on stage at the Arnold Classic, follow what's happened at Olympia. We obviously got Ashley Colwasser. Ashley's looking unbelievable. Ashley's looking amazing. Amy's kept herself to herself, but we can imagine, she'll nail it. Hopefully at the Arnold Classic with all the other girls. Phoebe, James, have you got anyone at the Arnolds this year?
No, I purposely told them to not do the Arnold this year. They need because there's the Olympia and the Arnold back to back. It's like you don't have any breaks. So, and plus Ariana's pregnant now too. So, but I specifically told her not to do the Arnold, not because she was pregnant, but because I needed her to take a break and actually go into an off season. She hasn't an off season 3 years. That Evie wanted to do it, but then she had her breast augmentation redone in like February. So I was like, obviously we can't do that. So I told my girls just take a break and not do the Arnold this year. So I have an amateur obviously in it, but I'm gonna go watch it anyways. It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
And obviously, congratulations to Ariana. We saw that.
Yeah.
So many congratulations to her.
Yeah, I found out like 3 days after it happened because we planned a vacation and we went. And so I got to tell you something. And I'm like, I looked at her, I'm like, you're pregnant. And she's like, yeah, like I ruined the surprise. I looked at her. But yeah, I was like, yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm like, that's awesome. I mean, it's part of life and I'm really excited for her. They're going to be really good parents. So
amazing. Many congratulations to her and her partner and the family. Okay, so I want to play this clip from the Evagen YouTube channel, and it was Lauralie, Damien. I think even Hani Rambod also talked about Lauralie going into the Arnold Classic, which of course everyone is very excited about. I want to play this. When I play, can you just give me a thumbs up? Let me know that you can hear it. So just give me one moment.
Yeah, for us, this is phase 1. The Arnold's phase 1. Pittsburgh is phase 2, and then Olympia is phase 3. Phase 3, she will be something that no one has ever seen on a bikini stage before. She will be the epitome of the perfect physique, and I'm really confident in that statement.
So, did you guys all heard that right?
Yes.
Okay, it's gonna be a look that no one's ever seen before at Olympia, the epitome of bikini. So, I mean, if there's ever pressure on a single person, that's it. James, look, you got your own belief with your girls as well going into the Olympia, because you'll have many of them qualify for Olympia. What do you make of Damien's comments there about Lauralie and their plan for 2026?
I really like his confidence and what he said there. As a coach, you need that. And you have to have belief in your athlete, obviously. I think that just based off of like videos and stuff, we've seen Lauralie training, and I think she looks really good. We're going to have to see, obviously, how she looks on stage compared to the other girls. You can't necessarily say that, it's going to be the epitome of bikini and it's going to be the best look we've ever seen without, actually seeing you before. Obviously, you had that look in your head and you hope that's what happens, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the reality, And Damien is an extremely good coach, but he also has a lot more experience in like the figure, the woman's bodybuilding, and he hasn't touched too much the bikini yet. Look, so I think he has a talent in getting girls in shape and peaking them well, and I think that's something that Lauralie definitely needs because she has a lot of inconsistency with that over the years. So I think that choosing him for a coach was probably a good idea. She obviously needed a change because she was kind of going up and down for many years now. And yeah, we'll see what happens at the Arnold. It's going to be we're going to know right away the second Lauralie walks out if she's going to be the winner or if it's not even going to be like a top 3, top 4.
And at the moment, from what you're seeing from Lauralie, sorry, I don't know why it's not playing everything properly. From what you're seeing at the moment, do you foresee Lauralie as the winner for the Arnold Classic in a week and a half time?
It's going to be, man. If she comes in at her best, ever, and Amy comes in at her best ever, it's going to be a 50-50. So Amy has to nail it 100%, or Ashlyn will beat her again. If everyone is at 100%, it's going to be between Amy and Ashlyn it's going to be between Amy and Lauralie because they're the two most balanced. So it's going to be depends who. Ashley also is very good, but I think everyone at 100%. If everyone's at 100%, it's going to be Amy, Lauralie, Ashley in that order. If everyone comes in at 100%. But if Amy comes in at 45%, if Amy comes in at 95%, Lauralie comes in at 100%, then Lauralie will win. So that's my opinion on the situation.
Is there anyone you think could like surprise us, Arnold?
Only if someone's really off.
Mm.
If not, then I mean, it's not. No, those girls are way too ahead of the game for someone to come in randomly and just like pop in there. But if someone's off by like 10%, which is a pretty big margin, then someone like I don't know who's doing it, like Phoebe or something. But I mean, someone would have to be so freaking good, and then someone's got to be coming like pretty off. But that top 4 is pretty set unless someone is off. So
yeah, I was going to say. So the natural consensus is that the big 4 of Lauralie, Ashley, and Amy and Ashley would make up the top 4. Am I right to say that?
Yeah.
So who do you think would then make up that top 5? I guess that's the question.
Who's doing it? Like Reina or something? Reina.
Let me get a list up. Yeah, let's get the list up. And because of we talk about, you just mentioned there about like, oh yeah, the girls at the top are far ahead. So rather overtaking them, who is the one that could actually break into that top 5 and actually be seen next to them in the call out? So here we go. So we have Reina, obviously Jordana, Yulana, Phoebe, Tiana, Marie, Sharon.
I really like that Sharon. I like her physique.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've not shared the screen.
Me too, but she doesn't play side to Olympia.
Okay,
so the only one that could maybe come in there and push someone down is going to be Reina. I think if someone's like really off, but I mean, how are you going to come in that off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sorry. Here's a full lineup. So you believe Reina could be the one to get into our top 5?
Oh, Jordan's doing it too.
Yeah. And then we got Sharon. We got Phoebe's return as well.
Yeah, so it's going to be between Jordan and Reina for top 5. Very likely.
Kerry, Marnie, do I dare ask you both, even for a few names?
To be honest, I agree with what James said. Yeah.
But really, the natural consensus is the top 4 are they the ones where they're far.
It's pretty much a cert.
They're very far ahead of everyone else. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something drastically wrong would need to happen for them to not be in the top 4, I think.
Oh yeah, let me make another point too, actually. Peaking for the Arnold, it's so much easier than peaking for the Olympia, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's such a less stressful weekend. There's only like 10, 12 girls that do it. You don't gotta wait. The girls aren't waiting 4 hours backstage for 79 classic physique guys and men's physique guys to go on. It's a lot. Us coaches don't have 15 girls in the show. You know what I mean? It's a much easier environment to peak. So that's why you see like a Lauralie come in like on the Arnold.
video clippy so we can hear the volume.
What is it? Oh, is there volume on this one? Yeah, sure.
Use them.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't.
Oh, fine.
Sorry, I didn't realize I
No, it's all
had
good.
the sound on. 1
I
second.
think what's crazy as well is like when I was at the Olympia, like I was speaking to Lauralie, and she had like queues of people. And I remember her saying to me, "Oh, go home and get rest." And I was thinking, like, that's what you need. But she looked like she was on her feet for hours.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
That day, hours.
Yeah, peaking at the Olympia is very difficult, and that's why I'm happy there's going to be a lot less girls at the Olympia and men's physique guys and classic, because it's like it's
Yeah.
too much. The fans don't like it. No one likes it that there's 80 people in every class, and peaking girls at the Olympia, it sucks. It really sucks for everyone, and that's why girls are. That's why. How do you have girls come in every single time on at the Arnold? Let's say like an Amy or like a Lauralie, and then the Olympia they're off every time. Why? Do you think it's just a coincidence? No, it's because of the environment, and there's too many people, and and we can't go backstage either at the Olympia if you're a
I was
coach.
gonna
Like, it's
ask
just
that.
it sucks. It sucks.
It's
Can you
so
go
much.
backstage at the Arnold?
No, but you can like talk to them and like tell them to come outside the
From
stage
the
or whatever. And there's
curtain.
only like 10 girls anyway, so it's a lot easier to
Yeah.
coordinate. And the thing is let's say you see the girl, let's say you see your athlete like in the room, right? And then you walk to the Arnold and then they're on stage within an hour. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like they can maintain that look very easy. At the Olympia, it's like a 3-hour wait and there's like 5 zillion people, and it's like the girls are backstage there for so long, and it's just you don't necessarily know how long the classes are going to take. So it's a shit show at the Olympia for peaking, honestly, and that's why girls at Olympia are always off. Why how come Amy can
I
win
was so
the freaking Pittsburgh and the New York like 17 times, and come and looking amazing at the Arnold, and then did the Olympia 3 times in a row? She's not at her best. Like, it's not,
Yeah.
you know.
Like from my experience, that was obviously my first, but it was just different to anything. And like,
Yes.
yeah, I came in way off. But again, like there is so much like you can't really predict anything. It's a bit kind of
Exactly.
like, but then
It's
you can't have your coach like properly there to like make it's just a bit
it's a pain. And like us coaches we have like probably 5+ girls at the show at like the Olympia. In 2022 I had 11. So it's like peaking 11 girls at the biggest show of the year. And it's like, I can't, like, when I have a couple girls at a show, or even like whatever, even if I can go backstage and I have my light and I can look at you every like 10, 15 minutes, it's not a big deal. But we can't go there, and then you have to like message them, and they have to come out, and I have to walk through like 45,000 people. And it's a nightmare. And then their phones don't work backstage because there's no cell service. It's just a freaking, I hate peaking the Olympia. It's a nightmare. But
do you think that will, obviously they're leaving the resort world. Was that any difference when it was over at New Orleans? Or is it still the same?
It's similar, honestly, to be honest. And do you realize how like Sandy also mentioned, like in the live that she did, like no girl came at the Olympia and like really wanted to win it this year and last year, both years in a row. It's like, yeah, because it's impossible to peak at the Olympia.
I was literally about to just play that post now. So let me share this one. Oh God, what am I sharing now? That's a Zoom. 1 second.
Yeah, like all the girls go in and they want to win, but peaking at the Olympia is a freaking nightmare. It's a lot of luck is involved, and all the coaches would agree with that for sure.
Okay, let me just play this.
I thought Maureen was a little bit on the softer side.
Can you hear me? It's a bit frozen.
But I thought she was more balanced. I liked Ashlyn's conditioning, but she's still not quite balanced. She still needs a little bit more fullness to the legs. You know what I mean? So I think that for me, that's what it was. I'd rather see
leave and rejoin?
Us go a little bit
Yeah,
soft.
you can if you want.
Jim used to say to me, we can always go forward. Again. It's hard once you go pick hard or big to go backwards. Nobody came with that clear cut, like Lauralie the year before, or Jen Dory the year before that. You know what I mean? Nobody walked out and said, I'm the winner today.
Did you both hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that the first time you saw that, or did you see it earlier?
I think I had already seen, the post, but
let me just bring James back.
I feel like it's one of these things that we're just going to keep going back on. I just think it was just a weird.
Like, I mean, I don't think that will ever change, will it? Like, the Olympia is always just going to be like craziness because of the expo and the, this and that. I don't know.
Because you work like all year for that, like. Work for that, and then like it's so difficult. And like for me, I can't even look at any of the pictures that were there because I'm just like, that is goddamn awful. Like that's not even me. It was just bad.
Okay, James, you referred to that Sandy video, so I guess you've always seen her already where she talked. So was that something you agreed with as well? The fact that nobody came in on point, which is why she explained the difference between Maureen and Ashlyn.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but it's also there's a lot of luck factored in. I was talking to Cash actually. I think could have been at the Olympia. It was one of these shows. I think it was at the Olympia, but it was like, man, to peak. I'm really happy that all my girls peaked also, but there is a lot of luck involved. And he's like, yeah, man, it's a lot of luck and hoping for the best. Like you can do the best you can, but there's so many external factors that you have no control over at the Olympia. So, yeah, I think all the girls went in there to win and wanted to do well, but well, like I said before, it's very hard to peak girls at the Olympia and make everyone their best. And that's why like Lauralie won her Olympia title at probably her like 5th or 6th best look ever. She won her Olympia title without even looking at her best. You know, like all of the Arnold titles that she won, she looked better than when she won the Olympia.
Do you think, James, with the Fit Model Olympia this year, that it's going to be more predictable in the sense that there's going to be less left up to chance for the girls that peak for that?
You mean for the Fit Model category itself or all the categories?
Yeah, well, yeah, for Fit Model Olympia this year, like, do you think it's going to be more chance of girls coming in and off if the show is behind or something happens? Or do you think because of the nature of Fit Model, it's going to be quite predictable for you?
Picking Fit Model is a lot easier than picking for bikini. So, yeah, so bikini is very difficult because you come in a little bit, I don't know, we're a random athlete, but I'm like, let's say a girl comes in a little bit watery in her tines, or like you look and you're like, what the hell? Like you just lost like 2 pounds. Like I've had girls look really good, like not this year, but the last year, they look like really good. And then they go on stage. I'm like, what the fuck happened in an hour? Like, it's just like, one of my girls, like, I'm like, okay, we're on. And then I looked at pictures of them, like took a picture on the stage and what I took off stage like an hour before. I'm like, you lost all your muscle and fullness. Because they're backstage probably stressing. There's like so much chaos and commotion. And it's like, I actually made a note in my freaking in my notepad or whatever on my phone in the start of September, and I was like, I made a note. I was like, girls come in flat at the Olympia, just to keep reminding myself when I go into Olympia. It's like, make sure my girls don't come in flat because there's so much stress and chaos that the people just, all my athletes, they just burn through food. Even the ones that don't typically burn through food, they all burn through food. All 5 of my girls this year, I'm gonna have 5 or 6, I don't know, but every single one of them, I could have fed them more and it would have been okay. So it's like I find like the Olympia, the chaos was Vegas, the heat, like everything, just the athletes just burn through everything. So you can feed them probably a little bit more to Olympia. And I made a note of myself, just to remind myself September, when you go into Olympia, remember this because this happens every single year where it's like girls can probably eat a little bit more and they'll be okay. So
I can relate to that. I hit the Olympia at my lightest weight, which wasn't a good thing. It wasn't, we knew it wasn't a good thing. I woke up and we stepped on the scales and was like, this isn't gonna, but it's the heat and everything. It's just completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Plus also people don't factor this into where, you mentioned the Lauralie thing. I think more than her standing there and being on her feet, the more it is your brain. Like your brain is burning so many calories and talking to people is exhausting. So it's like athletes that are like at the athlete meeting, it's not even like, I think the sitting and standing doesn't make that much difference. It's more just the communication, talking to people, and just like your brain burns so many calories. So it's like all that stress, all that like anxiousness, all that just realizing where you are and everything, that's going to burn through a lot of calories too. And that's what I noticed what happens to a lot of girls, because some athletes that have them like, they're just sitting in the room like almost the whole week and they're still burning through all the calories. It's because they're still stressed. You know what I mean? So you got to try to make the Olympia week and mimic your real life as much as you can. So what happened with Ari at the Olympia, she looked good, but she was like a little bit too flat and small. It was like, she did like 15 photo shoots or whatever. Like it was a lot. And I was like, and she's waking up early in the morning, like earlier than she normally does, and traveling there. I'm like, next time we need to just sit in your room, do one shoot, and that's it. Because you're burning through too many calories. You got to, if you're cruising into Olympia and everything's good week after week after week, and in Olympia you're doing 3 times more steps than you're used to and waking up early and ruining your whole schedule and your whole system and everything, I mean, the result is going to be a lot harder to predict and to peak than if you just had your normal schedule. So.
Well, look, James, I really do appreciate your time today to actually look ahead at the Fit Model show. I'm wishing your girls all the very best of luck going into it. There's no doubt it's going to be box office viewing. It's going to be the most talked about show for a while. It's great that it leads up to the Arnolds, but no doubt a lot of people are very excited to see the outcome of the first Fit Model Pro show and where it leads into the next run of shows. So wishing all the best of luck to your girls, but also the many other ones, the amateurs who are looking to go pro status, and of course the pros who are looking to either qualify for Olympia and win their pro show. So I wish your team all the best of luck.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time too. You guys run a great show. So
You're going to be at Ohio, right? On what
yeah,
day?
I'll be there. Yeah.
Full weekend.
I think I'm getting it Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday to Sunday or something. Yeah.
So you're there for
Something like that.
the full period?
Yeah.
Nice one. I'll see you over there anyway.
Sounds good. I'll see you
Good.
guys soon. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, James. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
That was great.
That was good. An interesting insight
Mm.
on all fronts.
A very nice sales pitch for Gabriel as well. Okay, so let's finish
On that
off.
note, actually, sorry, just to say, it's funny because I'd actually been on NPC News Online today just to have a look at the Fit Model page, and they have actually updated the pictures on there now. So
One
it's
second.
Gabby, Jane, and I think somebody else underneath. So they've taken the photos off of Ashley Kay now, and they're actually using photos of the new pros instead.
One moment. Is that on the NPC News Online?
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, I'm just trying to bring the page. I've still got the Fit Model division rules, and that's got Ashley Colwasser. Which one was this?
I think if you just go on, I searched NPC Fit Model, I think, or IFBB Fit Model.
Okay, IFBB Fit Model. Let's try that. 1 second. Fit Model.
I literally was just on it today, so it's
Okay.
not that page. It's
Let me see. Wait, let me try one more.
It's on there somewhere.
Okay, well, that's interesting. That's got different
Oh,
anyway.
Fit Model Division Rules. No, it's not that one either. If I find it, we could maybe link it, I don't know, maybe in the notes.
Well, let's bring up Kerry Sexton. Because Kerry has graced us and
Yay!
Instagram world with an update. It's been a minute.
No, I thought I'd just drop a back shot.
Just
Saving-
drop a back shot. Drop 3 back shots on it. Let's grab you on.
We're saving the front shot because
Because what?
well, I'm just saying, because it's going to be completely different this year, and I'm already seeing it. So I just want to hold that there.
When do you think you will drop the first front update? How close of a show?
Maybe quite close out, to be fair. Me and Meg were like, yeah, let's hold it back. So
I think you look great. Really, really
so
good.
much. We finally made it out of like where, like it hasn't, as much as like on paper it's been relatively like easy. It has been quite a hard prep in terms of like the things that I've kind of had to navigate. So I am really happy. Like even Meg said to me today that she has been unable to push me at points that she would normally. We still have like, I don't know, maybe about a kilo to come off before we start going back up the other way again. So we're not far at all. Not even doing cardio yet. So we've got things that we can obviously deploy if needed. But things are starting to like pick up really, really well now. So yeah, I'm happy. I was really happy with this today. The fullness has like come back from some consistency through training and my cycle dropping off.
So what day was this? 4.3, 4.5 weeks out. So what was that? Was it
This was
yesterday? Today?
This was literally today, yeah.
Oh, 3 hours ago. Yes, today.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about your front shot, Kerry?
Yeah, I'm really happy because we are seeing like such a different look from the front. Like I'm measuring smaller. It's crazy because it just shows to us like how inflamed things were before.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, has been quite crazy. So yeah, I just feel like we're in a good place. We're not behind. We're just like, where we should. Yeah, definitely. So I'm seeing Meg in person on Friday, which will be good. Maybe make some changes. I'm waiting patiently because I want cardio. I feel like you're on prep. So I'm like, really?
4 weeks tomorrow will be the Arnold's UK Athletes
Yeah,
Meeting. There you go,
I
Kerry.
know. I'm so excited. I am really excited for that because I think as well, like, unlike the Olympia, obviously it's a big show, but also there's not that many of us. So
Mhm.
I'm really looking forward to like the whole thing on a whole. I've got so many like clients and like just people from obviously across the world like coming, and I just think it's going to be so good. So yeah, I'm really excited to start the season. I'm getting everything like planned out now and booked, and I've got like I've navigated where I'm going from country to country and all that kind of stuff. So it's just getting like more exciting, to be honest.
Talk about planning things. Marnie, leads on to you because I saw on your story that you obviously used this weekend to have a look at the film of the show, and you and Jake will reconvene afterwards. And then, of course, you did drop a picture of yourself from the US with a bikini emoji with like planning. In other words, you're looking at American
Yeah.
shows. In my eyes, I think it's pretty obvious two of the shows you'll be doing.
Well, go on.
I think
This is news
100%,
to me.
100%. If you are well, if you are going to America, and Texas surely has to be on the list where you won't. You did it before. It's
I'm gonna
Freddie's
make a
show.
prediction.
I know before that as well is it Nashville? Is it? It's a Whitney show.
Nashville Fit Show is usually after Texas Pro, so I think yes. I think it's
So I
just
imagine it would be that one. Oh yeah, by the way, Whitney's gonna be a guest in 2 weeks' time. She's got a few announcements she's gonna
nice.
share on the Bikini Insider about her upcoming show, um,
Right.
which of course you did a couple of years ago.
Yes, yeah, 2024. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like me and Jake have had a bit of a chat over the last few days, because I am dieting right now. That was always my plan, even before I had made the decision to do Fit Model, because my best friend is getting married in May, so want to look good for the wedding because I'm a bridesmaid. So nothing has kind of like changed with that. But the thing that really my season, I suppose, is hinging on is the look that gets rewarded at this show, because like James was just saying there, like depending on the density that we see and the condition, that's kind of going to determine my timeline of my rate of loss, how lean I need to get. And because Jake and I have got all of that data from last time that I've competed in 2023, we're trying to gauge at where we think I'm going to land and then what weight I will aim for. And then obviously my rate of loss from there, if that makes sense. So like we need to reverse engineer it, because obviously I don't want to diet for too long and pick a show really late and then I'm too lean. I want to make sure that we time it right, because once I'm in shape, my plan is to obviously just stay there within striking distance, and then I can just do whatever shows I kind of fancy over the course of the year. So that's the plan. Yeah.
Obviously, then you would be looking. I imagine the shows you'll be doing will obviously be before Olympia 2026, right?
Yeah, I would love to compete like in the summer months, but I feel like if somebody wins the Japan show that has a similar sort of physique type to me, then it will definitely push things forward. So take from that what you will.
Well, there can be no one more similar than you is the Russian Marnie, who is definitely competing. She confirmed it to me the other day, so we know she's doing it. The reason why I said that about the shows is because the first ever Fit Model Pro UK show is
Yeah.
after the Olympia 2026. That's at the UK Two Bros British Finals, which of course they've got the Fit Model Pro and the Figure Pro on that
Bonnie, you
date.
will so be there. I know you will. You so will be there. Come on.
What is the date of that? Is it literally the week after the Olympia? Do you know?
No, it's not. It's because it's the middle of October, so you're looking at 3 weeks after the Olympia.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, depending on what else is on this year, I'd love to compete, obviously. Of course, I'd always love to do a UK show. Like, I love competing here. So, yeah, we'll see. I think it would be great to do several shows, and I'll be curious to see for myself how I handle that, because when I was doing bikini, I really, really struggled to do more than like 2 shows in a season, to be honest. by like the third show, I was like tapping out. So I think because I'm not going to have to suck down as much with, you know, needing the tie-ins and whatever, like because of my lack of density, I think it will be easier for me to hover around the correct weight and composition, and then with that being said, do more shows. I mean, I've got girls on Rocket. I actually just had a posing class this morning with Hannah. She competed for like 10 months last year. Like she was just bouncing from show to show. She did the first show of the year and competed right the way through to like September, October. So it's definitely doable with Fit Model. And that will fit with my life more as well, you know. So exciting.
There we go. Okay. I think that's a wrap, guys, because next week will be the Arnold Classic special, and we have a special guest, Angelica Teixeira, multi-time Olympic champion, Arnold Classic winner, retired in 2025. She'll be joining us as we do our preview of the Arnold Classic, which will then be that week. We'll probably get out of that. Yeah, it'll be out at the same time. Any other things we need to tick off? Any announcements? Nothing else? I thought you might put your finger up there, Kerry. I'm like, don't.
No.
I've got space. I've got space for like 2 more posing clients for this season, and then I've got to close the door, which is absolutely insane because the shows have not even started yet. So if anyone's watching that's like, I'm going to pose with Marnie this year, you need to message me ASAP because otherwise you're on a waiting list. So yeah, there's my announcement.
And I've got an announcement coming soon. Might drop next week. Lead with the Arnold Classic, and it's to do with muscle contests. It's to do with battle productions. It's to do with Tim Gardner. It's to do with center podiums. Yeah, so then that will be announced.
You need to tell us off air.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys off air. But yeah, that's I've actually got a call with Chris Means at the moment from Legion after this in 6 minutes. So that's a wrap, guys. We'll see you guys next week for the Angelica coming on Arnold Classic preview.
Bye.